My name is Colin Browne. I'm the chairman of the Voice of the Listener and Viewer. The Voice of the Listener and Viewer, the VLV, is, we think, the only consumer-based organisation that is wholly focused on quality in broadcasting. And we speak on behalf of the consumers, the ordinary licence fee payers in the case of the BBC, and those who access our services. We have been in existence for about 30 years now, I think, and founded by my predecessor, Jocelyn Hay, who may be known to some of you. My own personal background, I've been chairman now for about 9 or 10 years, and my background is in communications, a short spell at the BBC, a longer spell at BT, and generally worked in this industry for some considerable time. As I said, we come at this from an audience point of view. We speak for listeners and viewers. We stress importance in this of the citizen as well as the consumer, and I think this is particularly relevant in the context of public service broadcasting. The consumer interest is about individual needs. It tends to be more short-term driven and driven by economic and competition policy. The citizen interest is driven by the needs of the community and society. It's public rather than private benefits. It's about democracy, it's about culture, it's about identity, it's about learning, it's about participation and engagement. And it has a longer-term focus than the consumer interest. Both are important, but we think in this debate today, often the citizen interest is not given the attention that it deserves, and it is the consumer interest, driven by the market, that gets most of the focus. We believe that the public service broadcasters have a particular importance in the context of the citizen interest. And as long as the PSB system delivers the ambitions as set out in the 2003 Communications Act and, of course, in the BBC Charter, the concept of public service broadcasting is, we believe, as relevant and important today as it has been forever. Unlike the commercial broadcasters, as the commercial services and the streaming services, the PSB system is free to air. It doesn't cost extra beyond the cost of a TV licence, and everyone has access to it. This universality is, we believe, key. The SVODs are not universal. The services are delivered via broadband. Broadband is not universal in the UK even, and certain audiences are unable to access the content. The SVODs provide news and current affairs or a range of content for different tastes. The motivation is quite reasonably purely commercial for the consumer, with no regard to the citizen interests that I referred to earlier. They don't encourage citizen interests in issues which are important for the democratic engagement in the UK. They are not required to support the UK creative community, and they don't provide content which engages communities at a regional level in the UK. This is not to say we do not welcome the streaming services and the SVODs. We welcome Netflix. It provides an extension of choice. And obviously, as consumers, we welcome an extension of choice. But it has to be more of a level playing field. It has to be done in a way that doesn't destroy or make it much more difficult for the public service broadcasters to provide the range, quality, content of services that we've become used to over so many years. And in the previous session, you heard, I think, some of the difficulties that they can cause. So in summary, that's our position. We like the extension of choice. We like having the SVODs there, but we think it's absolutely crucial that the public service broadcasters continue to have a key role, provided they meet the expectations and the priorities that are set for them, and provided, of course, and this is an issue we wish to return to, particularly in the context of the BBC, they have adequate funding to do so.